Hello Nidorinas and Nidorinos, I'm KingNido and today we're coming in from Hammerlock City where the Dragonids are clawing on tight to a leader's 8 position as they are currently in 11th place, but if they can get a victory here today they will move within striking range of the Elite Four, but they are going up against the Anastasia Galaxy who with a victory here today will actually move into an Elite Four position. So with that said, let us know in the comments below who you think is going to win. Will it be the Dragon types? Will it be the Psychic types? Let's go! That is right, the Galaxy currently sitting in 6th place are within striking range as they start out with the Cantonian Executor and Delphox. It is going to be the Colosian Goodra and Flygon starting out for the Hammerlock Dragonids, and immediately Delphox is going to start out with that Razor Shell onto Goodra, which is not very effective, but it does lower that physical defense that is only base 70, but with that gooey ability it is going to lower the speed of Delphox as the Nuzzle in response from Flygon onto Executor is not very effective, but it has left it with that paralysis, so that is going to slow it down, but it may also make it unable to move as Goodra looks to follow it up with the Ember, mistakenly going for Delphox with that not very effective move. It should have gone for Executor being Park Grass Type, but the Psychic Fangs puts Goodra into knockout range from Executor. A fantastic connection as Flygon goes with the Iron Defense here, so it is going to get a great boost in that physical defense here on the field as Delphox is going to respond by setting up the spikes. These entry hazards nice and early on the side of the Dragonids. A very intelligent play there from the Psychic type Pokemon, putting those entry hazards in as Goodra is going to go with the Present, giving that gift to Executor, getting in a little bit of damage, but Executor responds with a Razor Shell of its own, and with that second Razor Shell onto Goodra actually gets the elimination, but once again that gooey ability will slow down Executor, although it's already a source on the field. Goodra is taken out of this matchup and out in its place comes Executor, but this time it is the Alolan form landing in those spikes. We will see who the better Executor is as we get the Stone Axe onto Delphox, super effective, but it's able to hold on now even after a critical hit there from Flygon, and now thanks to that, those pointed stones will be floating on the side of the Anastasia Galaxy as Delphox responds with the Absorb, trying to get any semblance of health back, taking it from Flygon there just to get a little bit, but it's still such an easy target, and Executor in its Alolan form could capitalize, but instead it goes for the Power Trick, so it is going to switch its attack and defense, both being 105 and 85 respectively, but we get the triple dive from the Cantonian Executor going for its Alolan cousin here. Now it should know better than that it's not going to be very effective whatsoever on the Grass type, who's also part Dragon type, and it should know it's a Dragon type. It's up against the Hammerlock Dragonids as Flygon goes for the Wild Charge on to the Cantonian Executor for that not very effective damage, even getting a little bit of recoil in the process as Delphox goes with the Aqua Cutter, trying to capitalize on that part ground typing of Flygon. The Alolan Executor though with the Incinerate gets that super effective damage on the Cantonian Executor, but also eliminates Delphox in the process to level the playing field here. Both sides have lost one Pokemon, they're down to 5 each, but the Cantonian Executor goes for the Dragon Ship, but it will fail. It has no teammate to get pumped, but now out comes Bronzong for the Anastasia Galaxy, and does have those pointed stones immediately dig into it as Flygon follows it up with the Hyper Beam onto Executor to get the elimination, and the Alolan form is still standing as the Cantonian variant has been taken out. Bronzong though with the superpower here onto Flygon doesn't get in that great deal of damage, but it does lower its physical attack. Bronzong doing this to itself, its physical attack and defense in the process, as Executor with the Fire Punch, super effective, capitalizing on that part Steel typing as out comes another Steel Psychic type in the form of Metagross, taking damage from those pointed stones as Flygon has to recharge. This allows Metagross to go for the Disarming Voice. This will connect with both Dragon types for super effective damage, but actually doesn't do this much, and this allows Executor to set up an Ingrain. It is going to plant those roots. How fitting that the Alolan Executor of all Pokemon is planting its roots in the ground as Bronzong responds with the Worry Seed here onto Flygon. It's going to get rid of that Levitate ability that it has, and Bronzong knows all about Levitate, giving that Insomnia to Flygon here, as we see Executor starting to have its health restored thanks to that nutrients from the roots, as Flygon is going to go for the Night Slash. This will be super effective and eliminates Bronzong from this matchup. Flygon not appreciating having its Levitate ability taken away, as we get the Revelation Dance now from Metagross onto Executor. Massive damage as Executor does respond by setting up the Grassy Terrain. It is going to get a double health restoration, because that Grassy Terrain is going to restore the health of anyone who's taken damage in this matchup, unless they've got the Levitate ability, which Flygon no longer has, so it's also going to be having its health restored, actually paying off that it got that Insomnia thanks to Bronzong. And it is going to be Braviary now coming out for the Star Galaxy, and immediately having those pointed stones dig into it as Flygon with that speed control goes for the Shadow Sneak. This is going to be super effective as well on the Hisuian form of Braviary there, as Metagross goes for the Rise in Voltage. This is not very effective damage once again onto Exeggutor, as Braviary is going to follow it up with the Inferno, but that's going to be avoided by Flygon, and this allows Exeggutor to try and capitalize by going and setting up for a Solar Beam, and it's got that grassy terrain on the field, and it is a part grass type as well, as we continue to see the health restored. But the Anastasia Galaxy really need to get Flygon and Exeggutor off this field, especially with Exeggutor continuing to have its health restored from those roots, as we get the mean look now from Flygon on to Metagross. It is going to make it so it can no longer escape. Not that it was looking to go anywhere, as it responds by riding that Surf, and this is going to do damage to everybody on the field, putting both Flygon and Braviary into knockout range. But Braviary sets up a Future Sight here intelligently, so that could do massive damage, focusing in on Exeggutor there. But Exeggutor will be able to finish off that Solar Beam, going for Metagross. Not very effective, but does get in a good connection with all the boosts it got for that move. But we continue to see health being restored thanks to that grassy terrain. But as I said, Exeggutor gained that double health restoration thanks to those roots that have been planted as well. Flygon is now going for the Focus Energy, so it's going to be getting pumped. This could be a critical play here on the field, as we see Metagross going for the Shadow Punch on to Exeggutor, who's been having his health restored, but we get the Misty Explosion from Braviary. And this will be super effective on the Dragon types, completing the huge play, but the sacrificial huge play, it takes itself out in the process, but it takes out Flygon and Exeggutor. They had to go for something big to get Exeggutor off the field, and it was successful there. As we see now, Metagross all by itself having its health restored. It is going to be Haxorus coming out for the Draconids. It is going to be Iron Valiant coming out for the Galaxy. It's Cyclizar coming out to join Haxorus, who has that Unnerve ability, but we do see everyone taking damage from those entry hazards that have been set up on both sides of the field as well. But we have the combination of Metagross and Iron Valiant, the Terrestrial draftee for the Anastasia Galaxy. These two could be a ferocious tag team who are looking to take down the remaining 3 Dragon types. We don't know who the Draconids have still remaining on the bench, as Iron Valiant immediately goes for the Wood Hammer here. Massive damage with that not very effective move onto Cyclizar. A little bit of recoil damage for Iron Valiant in the process, as Cyclizar does respond with the Lunar Blessing. Immediately it's going to restore some of that health that it has lost, but it's also going to get Haxorus back to full strength, who I'm sure they're hoping to capitalize on that massive 147 base attack. Haxorus though goes with the Gust here onto Iron Valiant, who's no longer a part fighting type. This allows Metagross to go for the Psy Shield Bash, but it's going to be avoided here. But that was avoided, however the Future Sight isn't, and the Future Sight actually takes Cyclizar out of this matchup, leveling the playing field. The Anastasia Galaxy have 2 Pokemon remaining. The Draconids down to their last 2 as well. We will find out shortly who their remaining Pokemon is, as that grass disappears from the battlefield, and it is revealed to be their own Terrestrial draftee, Iron Jugular's, coming out for the Hammerlock Draconids. 2 Terrestrial draftees out here on the field, 2 Pokemon with massive attack stats as well. Although speaking of massive attack, Iron Valiant you can't count out as well, with its own 130 base attack as well. Very physical, and it's got that speed control, immediately going for the Sludge Bomb on its fellow Terrestrial draftee. But Iron Jugular responds with the Blood Moon and gets the elimination, immediately putting the Hammerlock Draconids back in front by taking Iron Valiant out of this matchup. Iron Jugular capitalizing on its 122 base special attack, but it's followed up by the Dragon Cheer. Haxorus is going to get Iron Jugular's pumped here on the field. Some good cohesion here between the Draconids. That could be critical, as Metagross is going to go for the Water Gun. This is going to be resisted by Haxorus, and not very intelligent play from the highly intelligent Metagross on the field, even with that critical hit. We get the Charm from Iron Jugular with that Clear Body. Metagross will not have any stats lower than Haxorus, though, with the Ice Fang trying to freeze Metagross. We've seen that happen before, but it's not very effective, and Metagross is able to respond with the Fiery Dance, continuing to go for these not very effective moves onto Haxorus. It needs to go for something like a Blizzard, but it is Iron Jugular going with the Coaching. Now it's going to be helping out Haxorus. It's going to boost that attack, which I've already mentioned, base 147, as well as boosting that physical defense. Haxorus is going to go for the Horn attack. Not very effective, but still gets in some good damage there onto Metagross, who does respond with the Harden, boosting that massive 130 base defense. And I'm throwing out all these stats as Iron Jugular with the shelter. Everyone's going for some stat boosts here on the field. You want to get some eliminations, but that is a massive defense boost there for Iron Jugglers, as Haxorus is now going to go for the Volt Tackle. It'll get some recoil damage, but it doesn't care because it gets the elimination. And the Hammerlock Draconids have gotten their 3rd victory in a row by taking down the Anastar Galaxy. Is this the sort of thing we've been expecting to see from the Draconids all season? Actually starting to show that they could be a contender and are for real, because with that they have moved themselves up into 8th place, whereas the Galaxy do stay in 6th. Next round it will be the Galaxy going up against the Pseutopolis Aqua, whereas for the Draconids next round they are going up against the Pewter Skulls. But until then, Nidorinos, thank you so much for watching. Let us know in the comments below who you thought was the best on field, and if you enjoyed what you saw, please leave a like, share, subscribe, but more importantly, always remember, you are awesome, and I'll see you when you see me.